If you sold your house and you tried to take that $500,000 exclusion if you're married, and of course you did your tax return yourself in TurboTax, does that mean that you had a complicated situation? Well, sometimes that doesn't really mean complicated, but I've been talking to someone who's been using TurboTax a couple of years, and he told me about the couple of things that happened throughout the last couple of years that he got notices from the IRS. And the first time was he sold his house, and when he went through all the prompts in TurboTax, he must have selected either the wrong box or the right box or the something or what. But there's a 1099-S when you sell a house sometimes. You don't always get it from the IRS. Depends on the closing. It depends on what happened in the transaction of selling your house. But he got a notice saying, hey, you owe all this money because you got a 1099. You didn't report it on your tax return. And they assume that if you don't report something and the IRS matches your Social Security to a 1099 that was issued to the government, you get a notice saying, hey, we see proceeds, but we don't know what you owe, so then they send you a bill. So what happened was in this TurboTax situation, the way it works is you fill out all this information, you got the home exclusion, the gain exclusion, but if you read the instructions and if you get a 1099 form, you actually have to put that on a Schedule D or an 8949 form to show that here's the proceeds, here's the cost basis, and here's the special exclusion. Capital gain is zero, but they didn't do that, so the IRS couldn't know if you filed or picked up that gain that they thought that was coming to you, and they got a notice, they had to fight it, and it's a really, really annoying situation. So is owning a house, selling a house, taking that exclusion complicated? No, but if you miss one silly little thing like that, using your TurboTax, you just get frustrated, you get notices, and then that big bill is pretty scary. Have a great day.